So just getting yourself settled on the chair, making sure that the base of the spine is in the base of the chair and you're sitting upright with your shoulders in the upper part of the chair as well. And we're going to take a few minutes just to focus in on our breathing and our breath. So closing the eyes and take your focus inward, firstly to your stomach. And we're going to take some yogic breaths here. Breathing in through the nose. I would like you to fill your tummy with air and have an imaginary balloon that you're expanding. As you exhale, feel the tummy flatten and soften. Breathe in. Feel that air expand the tummy. Breathe out and feel the tummy relax. Then slowly take your focus to your rib cage. Breathe in and allow the rib cage to expand sideways. Feel the lungs fill with air. Breathe out and feel the lungs soften, relax. Breathe in and again once more feel the lungs fill with air. And exhale, feel the lungs contract and the air leave the mouth. Take your focus to your chest and the upper part of the chest. This time as you breathe in, feel the chest lift towards the jaw. And you're going to breathe quite shallowly. And as you breathe out, you can feel the top of the chest just soften and lower. Breathe in, the chest lifts. Breathe out, and the chest lowers. And then just bring your breath back to a normal breathing. I want you to do one quick body scan. And if there are any part of the body that's feeling tense, or where you're holding tension, or perhaps in your mind where you might have busy thoughts that prevent you from participating fully, take a breath in, and then as you breathe out, either relax that part of the body or send any unwanted or unwelcome thoughts out. And then gently blinking the eyes open, we're going to stretch the neck. So lowering the chin to the chest, feeling a stretch down the upper back. Create a no action with the chin on the chest, so you're moving the head from side to side very gently, warming up the neck. And then bring the chest back to center, lifting the head up. We'll take our right ear to our right shoulder and gently drop the ear to the shoulder, feeling the stretch down the side of the neck. Lower the left arm by your side and then flex the hand at the wrist to feel an extra stretch down the neck and the side and the shoulders. Lower the hand and place the hand back on the knee and lift the head up gently. And we'll go the other side. So allowing the left ear to fall to the left shoulder, feeling the stretch down the right hand side. Lower the right hand down the side of the chair. And then flex the right hand at the wrist, feeling the extra stretch that offers. And then place the hand back in the lap. And then bring the head back upright. And we're going to take our gaze over to the right, gently stretching the neck. And then back to center, taking the gaze over to the left. Back to center. Take your gaze over to the right, and this time you're going to draw a half circle across the chest with your chin, so that then your gaze comes towards the left, and we'll return back again. Gaze goes from the left shoulder across the chest, over towards the right. We'll do that once more, right to left, left to right. Drawing a big circle with the chin across the chest. And then back again. And then bring your head back to center. And very gently, just take your gaze upwards a little bit. We're still seated in the chair. We're just warming the neck up slightly, so not so far back. And then bringing it back to centre. And then we're going to bring our shoulders into play. So we're just going to gently lift our shoulders with the breath, inhaling the shoulders up towards our ears, and then lowering the shoulders down into the back, depressing them slightly so you feel the side muscles and the shoulder blades work. Inhale, lifting the shoulders up beside the ears. Exhale, lowering the shoulders down into the back, gently drawing them forward. Release the shoulders so they're in a neutral position, and this time we're going to come into chair mountain pose. So you're going to sit up nice and straight and tall, finding those sit bones. So you have 2 sit bones that are going to find the seat of the chair. We're drawing our belly button in towards us, we're lengthening the spine and allowing the head to reach up towards the ceiling but not jutting our chin out. Our jaw is level with the floor. And we're going to do that chin exercise again, shoulder exercise again. So drawing our shoulders up towards our ears, lifting our shoulders up nice and high, and then lowering them down, and this time depress them down in the back, feeling the shoulder blades work. Once more, inhale, lifting them up, exhale and lower. And then we're going to do shoulder circles. So drawing the shoulders up, back and down and around. And again, if you just want to keep them small, the circles, you can do. If not, you can increase the difficulty by bringing those shoulders up, down and around in a bigger circle. And then bringing the shoulders the other way. So if you've gone anti-clockwise, then go clockwise and vice versa. Gently drawing them up and down and easing them out. And then still seated in our chair mountain pose, we're gently going to do some hip circles. So I'm going to tip my pelvis forward. So I'm leaning forward into the chair. And then I'm going to tip my pelvis over to the right. So I'm finding my right sit bone. And then I'm tucking my pelvis under, finding the back of the chair, tipping my pelvis over to the left, and then tipping my pelvis forward. So we're just warming up the pelvis. I'm going to go back the way I came, tipping the pelvis towards the left, tucking the pelvis under in the chair, taking the pelvis over to the right, finding that right sit bone, and tipping the pelvis forward. And we'll do that with a bit of flow and some breath. So inhaling to the back of the chair, exhale all the way round, tipping the pelvis forward to the front, going back the way we came. Inhale to the back of the chair, exhale, warming the pelvis up to the front. Last time. Inhale, tipping the pelvis back, all the way around. Exhale, and back the way we came. Inhale, and exhale. Just gently warming the hips and the pelvis. Find that neutral chair mountain position, so stack your shoulders over your hips, and we're going to do some cow-cat stretches. So we'll start with cow. I'm going to inhale, and as I do so, I'm going to draw my elbows to the back of the chair, lifting my chest up, arching the back, and taking my gaze upwards. I'm going to exhale, and then I'm going to draw my arms forward onto my thighs, curving the spine, creating space in the shoulder blades, drawing that belly button in towards you. Inhale into cow. Lifting the chest up nice and high, taking those shoulders back. Exhale into cat, drawing the arms forward, drawing the belly button in towards you and creating space. We'll do this 2 more times, but with a bit more flow. So inhale into cow, exhale into cat. Inhale into cow and exhale into cat. Last time, inhale into cow and exhale into cat. And then come back to that chair mountain position, nicely on the chair. Lowering your arms, we're going to have a little bit of exercise for the arms and the shoulders now. So lifting the arms in front of you, palms facing the ceiling. We'll just warm up the elbows by bringing our hands towards our shoulders. Gently just warming the elbows up. We'll do that a few times. And then keeping the hands at the shoulders, open the elbows out towards the side. And we're going to open the arms out towards the side. Making sure that we're just keeping the elbows in line with our shoulders. Again, stacking the hips, shoulders over the hips. Keeping the shoulders here, keeping the hands on the shoulders. We're going to do some elbow circles. So rotating the elbows, and again, you can start off small, and then if you want to, increase that. And if you're feeling like you've got full facility, you can bring your elbows together, lifting them up, down, and around as wide as you can. Again, you can work up to that if you want to. You don't have to do it all at once. But if you're feeling like you just need to have little ones, that's absolutely fine. So I'm going to go for the full, and then we're going to go the other way. So again, you might want to start small and then increase that circle, bringing the elbows up together and down. Warming up the shoulders. And then bring your elbows to stillness, and then bring the hands into a cactus position beside the ears. And we're going to do some chest muscle exercises, really. So we're just going to gently draw the hands together and bring the elbows together at the same time. And we're going to squeeze the hands and the elbows together, activating the chest muscles. And then we're going to release, and then open the elbows past the shoulders for a chest stretch. So you're almost pushing the hands back. That's it. Now let's do that again. Bringing the hands and the elbows together. Squeeze them so you activate the chest muscles. And then open them. And then take the hands and the elbows past the shoulders and the ears for a stretch. Bring the hands and shoulders in line with the eyes and the ears. And we're going to take a little stretch for the upper back upwards. So I'm going to breathe in, take my chest and my gaze upwards for a little high arch. Exhale, and then bring the body back upright and lower the arms. And give the shoulders a little bit of a shake because we've been working. We'll work on our stretching our sides now. So I'm still inside chair mountain pose. I'm engaging my core muscles, keeping myself nice and upright. Bringing my right arm up towards the sky. I'm going to stretch and reach over. Now you might not get your hand all the way up there. If your hand is on here, that's fine. Or if it's in line with your shoulders, that's all right. But we're just going to do a gentle stretch over if we can. And then inhale up. Exhale, lower the arm down. Let's do that on the other side. Inhale, the left hand comes up. Exhale, you might want to take the side of the chair, give yourself some support. Inhale, lifting yourself up, and exhale and lower. Let's do that with both arms this time. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, we lean over towards the right. Engage those core muscles, making sure we're using those core muscles to hold us up so we're not falling out the chair. Inhale up. We're going to exhale to the other side, holding those core muscles in as we do so. Inhale up and exhale, the arms lower down. We'll just do some stretches across the body now. So I'm going to take my right hand, reach my right hand across the body. Imagine I'm stretching and reaching for something, lifting the arms all the way up and over, and I'm going to reach across the right hand diagonal over towards behind me. Let's bring that back again. Inhale, lifting the hand up towards the ceiling, the highest pathway. Exhale, reaching across and stretching. Let's do that on the left hand side. Reaching across with the left hand over towards the right. Inhale, lift the hand up all the way over. Exhale, behind you. Inhale, lifting the hand up, and exhale and lowering it down in front of you. And then coming back. And now we're going to do some spinal twists. So I'm going to take my right hand, place it on my left knee. My left hand goes behind me. I sit up nice and straight and tall. As I exhale, I take the back of the chair and I use my right hand to twist myself, and my gaze goes over my left shoulder. So I'm twisting in the chair, keeping both sit bones nice and tight on the seat. Bring your body back to the neutral position, and we'll do that on the other side. Spinal twist. Left hand on the right knee, the right hand behind you. Lift up nice and straight and tall. Find those two sit bones. Exhale. Take your gaze over towards your right shoulder. I'm hearing my back go. And then coming back and around. And then we're going to do some work behind us. So I'm going to just come gently in front of towards the front of the chair to create some space behind. So we're going to work on making sure that we've got facility behind us. So we have an imaginary plate that I have here. And my plate is going to come I'm going to take something from the waiter over here, and my plate's going to come behind me towards the base of the back. I'm going to place the plate now into my left hand. I'm going to pass it over to someone on the side. I'm going to do that again on the other side. So bring it in, pass it behind me, opening the chest as I do so. Send it out to somebody on the other side. Let's do that again. Bring the plate in towards the base of the back. Bring it out and open it out nice and wide. So let's try and make that circle really wide as it comes in, around, back and out. This time we're going to take the plate a little bit higher up, almost to the middle of the back and the bra strap if we can. Bringing the plate around, gently passing it a little bit higher this time, finding that, and then bringing it up and out and around. Once more. Bringing that plate up and down, and then up and out and around. Good. So we're going to do a stretch, and it's cow face pose, but we're not going to do the legs. So I'm going to take my right hand, and I'm going to place my right hand. Now my hand either comes, I can use my hand to hold this, but it's going to come, see it in the small of my back. So I'm just gently going to take that there. So, and I'm going to hold that up there, feeling a nice stretch. Now, if I've got that within me, I can take my left hand, place my left hand behind me, and reach for my right hand if I can. So their fingers might not be touching, but it's a really great open stretch for the chest and the back, and it helps you just have a little bit more facility. Now, if you haven't got this hand down and you need to hold that, that's absolutely fine, and we're doing that too. And then release that, and we'll do the other side. So take the left hand behind you. You might want to give it a little an assistance. There we go. Yeah, give it a hoik over, and then take the right hand behind you, reaching for your fingers. And we're trying to open the elbows out and open the chest as we do so. And again, you might just be in this position here, and that's absolutely fine. And then release that. And then we're going to come into eagle pose. So my arms are going to come nice out. So I'll give you different levels. So my right arm's going to come across my left hand. And this is level 1. So I've just got my hands on my shoulders. And I'm going to lift my elbows up. Level 2 might be backs of the hands together. Level 3, twisting the arms and the palms of the hands together. So we've got different people at different levels here. So find something that you feel comfortable with that you can do. So we could do this position just here. Yeah, good. And breathing in, we're going to lift the elbows up, gently squeezing those elbows up, and then breathing out, lowering the elbows down and release. And give those arms a shake and a little bit of a wiggle. And we'll do that on the other side. Inhale, hands come out. We'll take the left hand over the right. So you might be in this one with the left hand on the right shoulder, or your backs of the hands together, or the palms facing, depending how you're feeling today. And then breathing in, lifting the shoulders, elbows up, feeling the stretch down the sides. Exhale, lower, and then coming down. And then give those elbows, arms a little bit of a shake. So we're going to come and do our little Mudra flow that we did on Wednesday. So you can sit back in the chair for this one. So just find the back of the seat. And it's going to start off in Lotus Position. So we have our hands together, and I'll just come to the camera so that you can see. And I've got my thumb and my little finger together. And so we're in a really nice low position here with Lotus. And we start off with Lotus here. And then the backs of the hands rotate. So the hands rotate outwards and the backs of the hands come together. The fingertips are now inside the inner part of the body, and I'm going to send those fingertips down the center line of my body, out and away. And then I'm going to bring my hands back up again, bringing my hands up the center line of my body together, and then palms meet, and then we come back to Lotus. So we'll do that. And we use our breath with that as well. So inhale, the backs of the hands come together. Exhale, fingertips down the center line of the body, out and away. Inhale, bringing the hands up. Exhale, hands together. Inhale, backs of the hands together. Exhale, down the center line of the body, out and away. Inhale, bringing the hands up, and exhale, hands together. And then bring those hands down. We're going to do another one with a Lotus Mudra flow. So I'm going to inhale, my hands are going to come up towards the sky. Hands come into prayer position. Exhale, hands come to heart center. We do our little lotus flow and we lift our hands up. Inhale, gaze comes up. Exhale, back to heart. Inhale into cactus position. Exhale, we tilt our body over towards the right. Inhale, back up. Exhale, over the other side. Inhale, back up. Bring the hands together and then hands come to heart. Let's do that once more. Inhale, hands come up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Come into lotus. Inhale our hands up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, cactus. Exhale, tilt. Inhale, up. Exhale, tilt. Inhale, up. Exhale, hands. And then bring them down. That's really nice. Well done. Let's move on to our legs and our core muscles here. So this is where we're going to get to for our blocks position. So let's work on the blocks. So I'm going to use my block here. And so the thing about levers is that the further away you have your hands, I'm going to go in a diagonal. The further away you have your hands, the harder it's going to be. And the closer you are with your block, the easier it is. So you can guide and judge where you'd like how much effort and where you'd like the block to be. And again, the weight of the block is different as well. So the longer the lever, the harder the work. We'll do that. So we're going to just use our block as a kind of weighting mechanism. So I'm just going to gently lift my block up. I'm sitting up nice and upright in my chair, mountain chair pose. And I'm just lifting my block up nice and high. Good. And then I'm going to lower it. And again, keeping that belly button in, shoulders down. So I'm moving my arms, I'm not moving my body. So try and keep your arms nice and long, lifting the arms up. And then lowering down. We'll do two more. Inhale, lifting up. Keeping those belly buttons tucked in, arms nice and high. Exhale and lower. Inhale and up. And this time, we're going to keep the arms up, but this time I'm going to take my block behind me. Exhale and behind. Stretching those muscles if we can. Inhale and up. And if we can't go behind, just come down again and lower. Let's do that once more. So if we can't go behind so far, we can just do what you can, Doreen, if that's all right. So I could see that you were, that wasn't quite with your practice today. So inhale, lifting up. We're going to go behind if we can. Exhale, behind. Inhale, lift up. And exhale and lower. One more. Inhale and up. Keeping that bod upright. Exhale, behind. Inhale and up. And exhale and lower. Lovely. Now we're going to do a figure of 8 with the block. So I'm going to have my block out and I'm going to keep my arms as long as I can. And I'm going to do a figure of 8 with my block. So I'm going to do taking my block over to the right in a figure of 8 action. Try and keep your hips and the shoulders still and the arms are working. And we're trying to work our core muscles, work our arms and keeping that up. So we should be feeling that in our arms if we've got our arms nice and long. There we go. And come to rest and place the block down and give the arms a shake. Good. So we'll come to our core muscle exercises that we were doing. So I'm sitting out, just slightly out of the chair. So I'm sitting nice and upright. And we're going to begin to use our core muscles. So we're going to focus on our core. So really draw your belly button in for this exercise. And I'll use my block at the same time. So my arms are lifting nice and high. lift my arms, and then I'm going to lift my right leg off the floor and hold it there. Draw my belly button in at the same time and draw my shoulders down. Lower my arms, keep my leg up, and then lower the leg down. So I'm trying to draw my belly button in all the time. Let's do that on the left leg. So lifting the arms, keep the arms nice and high, lift the leg, draw that belly button in towards you, lower the block, and then lower the leg. Let's do two more, right and left. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale, leg lifts. Inhale, lowering the arm, and exhale, lower the leg. Inhale, arms. Lift the leg, lower the block, and lower the leg. This time, both legs 2 times. Inhale, up. Both legs up. Lower the block, keeping that belly button in, and then lower the legs. Good. Inhale, up. This is the last time. Lift the legs. Lower the block, keeping that belly button in nice and tight, not moving those legs, and then lowering down. And that, you'll be glad to know we'll get rid of the blocks now, so we'll do that. Well done. So coming to the front of the chair, we're going to just gently open the hips before we come to standing. I'm going to do a series of standing exercises. So just ease out the hips, giving them a little bit of a wiggle. Knees side to side, and then in and out. And then taking the feet slightly wider than the chair legs. I've got a kind of wider stance. We'll just have a little bit of a stretch for the leg. I'm going to take my hands onto my knees, and I'm going to draw my right shoulder down, and my gaze is going to go over my left shoulder. So I'm gently drawing my right shoulder down, my arm is bending, and I'm taking my gaze over my left shoulder. So I should be feeling a nice stretch in my hip at this point. And then bring your body back upright, and we'll do that on the other side. So I'm taking most of the weight into my left knee, dropping my left shoulder down and taking the gaze over my right shoulder. Feeling the stretch. And then coming back up again. Bring your left leg in front of you and your right leg to the side. So we're in a kind of 90-degree angle pose just here. And we'll do some, again, another inside thigh stretch. So take your the right hand on the inside of the right thigh and just open that knee out so you feel a good stretch in that knee and that groin. And then we'll come to extended side angle now. So my right forearm's going to bend, and I'm going to place my forearm into my thigh. So level 1 is, it might be here. Level 2 might be here. Level 3 might be all the way over. And if you want to take it a little bit further, we can take the leg out to the side and come for an extended side angle. So we can do whatever we'd like. So you can try that for yourself. So I'm going to come into here. And again, just finding that stretch. You might want to test each pose out, see where you're at today. You might want to get to the top and then go, actually, yeah, I'm feeling good. And I can extend that leg out into extended side angle if we want to. Or you could just stretch the leg and place the arm here if you want to as well. So play about with the pose that you can feel comfortable at, and you're going to get the most benefit. There's lots of different options. It's about your practice. And then whatever position you are, just if you have got the leg out, bring it in, and then just come upright for this position just here. Sweep the legs over towards the side. So we're going to come over to the right side, and we're going to do that new exercise that we did. It was like a somatic exercise, which uses movement in opposition. So you're going to hold the right arm on towards the back of the chair, giving you a little bit of support. And my knee is going to go in and out, and my arm is going to go forward and back, if that makes sense. But they're going to do it in opposition. So I'm going to take my arm, and I'm lifting, my arm is in front of me, and I'm going to lift my foot off the floor, and I'm going to open my knee out towards the side, keeping that arm there. So I'm using my butt muscles, the hip, in order to open it. And then I'm going to bring my leg forward, and my arm and my gaze is going to go away from me. And we'll keep doing that again once more. Bringing the leg out, sweeping the arm forward. Keeping that foot off the floor, opening the hip, the knee at the hip, then return the knee back, taking the gaze behind. Let's do that twice more with a little more flow. Bringing the arm forward, the knee goes out. Bringing the knee forward, the arm goes back. Last time, in opposition. And so this is great for the brain and the coordination. Opening the knee out. And then lower the knee down. And then swivel the knees round. And we'll just give ourselves a little bit of a knee hug here. So taking my hands, lifting my knee up. I'm just going to take my knee. Now I might just be lifting it here, or I might be taking my whole knee into my body if I can do that. And feeling the stretch. This is a great one for the hamstrings and the hips. And then lowering the down, and we'll take that on the other side. So again, it might just be lifting here, taking the knee upwards, squeezing it. Then lowering it down. And then we're going to swivel over to the other side, come over to the other side. So the left knee comes out, the right knee comes forward. We're in a 90-degree angle. I'm just going to hold that knee open a little bit, just for a little bit of a stretch before I do any exercise. So taking my left hand into my left knee, opening that knee out, feeling that stretch. And then bending the left arm. We'll come into extended side angle. So I'm going to take my arm into my thigh. My hand can either come towards my hip, out towards the shoulders, or above my head. And again, if I want to extend that out a little bit more, stretching that leg out nice and long. Feeling that stretch again down the side. And make a connection between the hand and the foot, the right hand and the foot. And then again, bring that foot in, lower the arm, and help yourself up with the hands to be able to assist you. And so swivel both knees over towards the one side if you can. And again, it might be that you're just doing the arms and the twisting if you haven't got the leg facility. So even if you're just kind of doing this is a really great waist twister. But if you can do both legs, that's absolutely fine too. So lifting the knee up, so releasing the foot from the floor. My right arm comes out, and I'm going to take my gaze and my arm twists open and out, and I'm going to feel that stretch. And again, I'm using my core muscles to hold me up. And then I'm going to move in opposition, so my arm comes forward and my knee comes out. And then knee comes in, arm comes out and behind. And again, I might be holding the back of the chair. If you want to make it more difficult, you just keep your body upright and you don't hold the chair. And back again, so knee forward, arm out and behind, taking the gaze behind you. And then back out, opening the knee out, bringing the arm forward. Last one to the back, bringing the knee in, opening out and taking the gaze out. And then lowering the knee, bringing the legs forward. And then just having a little bit of a wiggle. So we're going to come up to standing through chair pose. So we're going to do our, let's do 5 standings, and then we'll hover in chair pose. Then we'll come up to standing. So we use the momentum. So in chair pose, you can either have your hands on your hips, hands parallel with the floor, or the most difficult, again, long lever, hands beside the ears when we do in chair pose for that. So we're about to stand up. So we're going to use our arms to help us get out of the chair. Breathing in. On the out breath, lifting ourselves up, finding that hover, and it might be just we're hovering on here, having a pretendy chair pose, and then find the chair and sit back down. Once more, inhale, exhale, lifting ourselves up. Our hands might be beside our ears this time. See if that is a little bit more difficult. Coming back down and sitting down. We've got 3 more to go. Inhale, exhale, and back down and down. Inhale and up, hover, exhale and down. Last time, inhale, and we hover in the chair pose. We're going to stay here for 3 breaths. Inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale. And we're going to come to standing on the next exhale, lengthening the legs and straightening up and standing up nice and straight and tall in mountain pose. Great. So we're going to come and do some work at the back of the chair. Bring your chair around. I'm going to come and stand here. And we'll do our rock rises that we started. Oh, actually, we're going to do a little bit of stretching first. So just finding your tall mountain pose. So make sure that your feet are on the floor. You've got your weight distributed evenly in your feet, and that you're spreading your toes. Your hips are in line with your shoulders, which are in line with the feet. And we're trying to lift up gently up at the front, dropping the tailbone down, but not tucking under. And I've got my hands on my chair just here. So we're going to come into high mountain, which is a full body stretch. I'm just going to inhale, and my arms are going to come up towards the ceiling, and I'm just going to stretch my body nice and long. And then we're going to do something called pull the rope. So I just want us to pull one rope. So I'm going to pull the right, imaginary rope on the right hand side, and then the left. And I'm just going to stretch that waist and the sides. So we're just pulling action, feeling the stretch. Keep reaching up and down, up and down, up and down, reaching for that rope. And then bring our arms down to the back of the chair. We'll come for a rise. So shift the weight over the balls of the feet, release the heels, lift up at the front, and you're gently going to place some pressure in the balls, lifting the heels as we do so, and we come to a rise. So we're having a nice rise here, testing our weight. So we might want to take one hand onto our hip, the other hand on the hip if we can, test the balance. You might be feeling a little bit steadier today or not. Lower the heels down with control. And then bend the knees and stretch the calves and feel that stretch down the back of the legs and the Achilles. And then come back up to standing. And so we're going to do something called rock and roll. So I'm going to come up to a rise, but this time my right arm is going to come up towards the sky. So I'm going to inhale, shift the weight over into the balls of the feet, and my right arm is going to come up towards the sky. I'm going to balance. As I bring my hand down, I'm going to rock back into my heels, lifting my toes and feet off the floor. So I'm stretching the back of the legs. Then I'm going to do that again, rocking onto my balls of my feet, lifting up nice and high. I'm going to lift one arm up towards the sky. Breathing out, rocking our feet down, rocking back and feeling a stretch down the backs of the legs. And then come back and we'll do rock and roll with the left hand. Replacing the hand, and see if you can notice how you balance and see how that might be different. Breathing in, lifting the hand up, lifting up at the front, lifting those heels off, drawing the shoulders down. Breathing out, bringing the hand back down to the body and then rocking back onto the heels. Breathe in, lift up, one hand. Again, if you only got two hands on the chair, that's absolutely fine. Bringing it down and then rocking back. And feeling that stretch. Let's bend the knees and stretch those calves. So we're going to come into Crescent Lunge. So I'm going to take my right foot forward and my left foot's going to be back. So I'm going to keep my heel off the floor, but I'm not going to, if you want to make it more difficult, nice big step back, would be something like that. If you want to make it a little bit easier or you don't feel like you've got the strength in the legs, just make sure that the length of the lunge is narrower. And if you're feeling a bit wobbly, you can always take the lunge out a little bit wider. So I'll take that leg forward. So I've got a bit more of a lunge. So my heel's off. I'm going to breathe in. As I breathe out, I'm going to bend my front standing leg and I'm going to bend the back leg. So my hips are dropping down nice and low. Good. And I'm just going to hold there. We're going to stay there for 2 breaths. Breathe in. And out, breathe in and out. This time I'm going to lengthen the left arm away from me and I'm going to hover again. Just taking that nice breath. We're using those core muscles and we're using those thigh muscles. Now if you want to make it a bit harder, open that arm out and take it away from you. And we take a twist over towards the other side. If you can't do that, we've just got our arm forward, that's absolutely fine. Bring that arm back, we're using those muscles, we should be working hard. Lengthen the legs and then step that foot in nice and safely and then come back to the chair. Give the hips a wiggle. We'll do the left leg. So stepping the leg back, or the other leg. You choose the width, and then we breathe in as we breathe out. We're going to do a nice lowering the hips down. We're going to stay here for 2 breaths before moving the arm. Breathing in and out, in and out. Now lifting the other arm up. Breathe in. And then if you want to, you can open the arm and have a twist. Bring that arm back. Lower the hand, lengthen the legs, and then step that foot in. Good. And then give the hips a wiggle. So we're going to come into Warrior 2 pose. So I'm going to step my right foot in towards the middle of the 2 legs. My left leg is going to come 90 degrees out towards the other, 90 degrees to the front foot. And I'm going to just draw my feet in slightly. So I've got a nice, good, strong position. The heel of my foot is in the arch of my other foot, just here. So we're going to come into Warrior 2. And again, if you want to, I've got quite a wide stance, but you might want to have your stance quite narrow. And I'm using the chair as some support. So my hips are in line with the long edge of the mat just here. I'm going to breathe in. I'm going to lift my arms up. As I breathe out, I'm going to bend my right leg, and keeping my left leg nice and straight. Now I might want to use the chair as some support, and then I'm going to take my gaze over towards my right hand, just here, and we're going to hover there if we can. Now if you need to use the chair as a support, you can do. Draw the shoulders down into the back, and you're going to rotate the thighs out, open and away, so we're not rolling in those legs. We stay there, breathing in and out, in and out. Lifting that knee up and then bringing the arms down. Now, if you want a different kind of support, perhaps those that need it, you can do that with a little bit with a chair in front of here, and we just shift our weight over here. So that might be another option for those that have got less balance. I'm just going to give people more options. So again, it's about balance and knowing where your weight is and shifting weight over. We're going to do that on the other side. So I'm taking my left foot towards the centre of the chair. My right foot there. Lovely. And then I'm going to bring my arms up, lifting myself, just gently lifting up at the front. Exhale, I'm going to bend the front standing leg, taking the weight over towards the left leg, and open those thighs, and my gaze goes over my front finger. And again, I might have my hand on the chair if I need to, but the pose is as strong. Holding. And then lifting, straightening the legs, lowering the arms, and then bringing those legs in and giving it a shake. So keeping this chair on this side, we're going to come into our balances that we've been doing. So on Wednesday we did a standing staff, tree, and then we did, the new crunches that we were doing. So we'll continue with that a little bit. So bring your feet parallel, lifting up at the front, and we're going to come up to our standing staff. So again, this is about knowing where your weight is and adjusting your weight for balance. So shift your weight over towards your left leg, releasing the right leg, and the arm is going to come towards the hip, and the knee is just going to rise off from the ground, and we're going to hover that knee off. Now, if you want to extend this and make it more difficult, you can come to standing staff with the leg nice and long. You might want to take your arm all the way up. You might want to take both arms up if that's within the practice. However, if we've just got a knee up, that's absolutely fine too. You have your own practice, and you need to know where your balance is. And then we're going to lower the leg down with control from whichever position you are, and then bend the knees and give the hips a little bit of a wiggle. We'll come into tree pose. So again, your arms can be either at your hips, your heart, above your head, or in goddess pose, which are nice and wide. And again, the further the arms are away from your body, the harder it is. So take the weight over towards the left leg, releasing the right leg, open the knee at the hip, and the foot can either be on the floor, at the ankle, at the calf, or if it's in your practice, all the way up towards the thigh. But I think I'm just going to be gentle on the calf today. And again, finding your hands where you'd like them to be. And I want you to use this position to concentrate and focus and improve that by taking your gaze towards a point in the room which you can focus on. And then in your own time, bringing your hands to the chair, lowering the legs, and then bending the knees and giving the arms a little wiggle. So we're going to do some standing crunches, which are for your core, and then your core helps you to stay upright and gives you strength to be able to get out of the chair and to be able to move. So it's important that we work on that. I'm going to release my left leg and it's going to come out towards the side. I'm holding onto the chair with my left hand. My right hand is going to come diagonally and I'm going to draw my right elbow and my left knee together. So breathe in, and on the out breath, I'm drawing my knee and my elbow together and I'm going to do a little crunch. Good. And then I'm gently going to stretch them nice and wide, bringing those knee and elbow again together. And then out nice and wide. 2 more. Knee and elbow together. And out. Knee and elbow together. And nice and wide and out. And well done, guys. Lower that leg, find the feet. And again, give your hips a little bit of a wiggle just to ease them out. We're going to do that all on the other side. So I'm swipping my chair over. Starting with standing staff and that balance. So making sure that you've got your weight distributed evenly, lifting up at the front, dropping the tailbone down, shift the weight over towards the right leg, releasing the left leg and the knee floats up towards the ceiling. Hand comes to the hip or the heart or above your head. And then again, if you want to stretch that out, come into standing staff. And if you're feeling that you can release the hands off the chair, we can do that too. Again, finding a focal point to concentrate on. Breathe in, and then on the out breath, lowering the hands, lowering the knees, and finding the floor with the feet. And then just gently, I like a little wiggle to release things. And then let's do that tree pose on the other side. So again, finding the standing leg, opening the knee at the hip, placing the foot purposefully in a position that you want to challenge your own practice, which is good. And then again, finding a position for the hands, depending how you're feeling today. And then lowering the hands, finding the floor, releasing the legs. And we'll do our crunches to finish before we come to our relaxation. So stretching the right leg out, the left arm comes in a diagonal. We're lifting up at the front, breathe in, and on the out breath, bring the elbow to the knee and have a little crunch. And then open out and lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, open out and lengthen. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, open out and lengthen. Last one. Exhale, crunch. Open out and lengthen. And then lower the floor. Well done, guys. Excellent. That's the hard work. Come back to the chair. We'll just have a couple of stretches for the backs of the legs and the arms. And then we'll have our little guided relaxation. So we'll just do a nice easy stretch for the legs. So sitting at the front of the chair, we'll just stretch the back of the legs with our little lean. So taking the leg forward. I'm sitting quite far forward on the chair, just so I can lean forward. And again, I'm finding my 2 sit bones in the chair, so I'm lengthening the spine. Before I sit forward, I'm going to bring my spine nice and long and my chest reaches towards my thigh. Feeling that stretch down the back of the leg and the lower back. Breathe in, lifting yourself upright. And then let's swap legs. Taking that foot out, lengthening up before we bend forwards, using the spine and the core, leaning forward, feeling a stretch. And then lifting the self upright. Sit back into the chair and we'll just do a couple of point and flexors which we missed out. So lifting the leg up, we're just going to point and flex the foot for a little bit of a stretch. And then some foot circles at the ankle one way and then foot circles the other way. And then lowering the foot down, and let's do that on the other side. Point and stretch. Point and flex, I should say. And then circles one way, and then circles the other way. Good. And then we'll just do a shoulder stretch to finish. So taking the right arm, place the left hand under the elbow, and we're just gently going to take that arm across the body using the elbow for your stretch in the arm. And then lowering it, the elbow down, taking the other side, just gently drawing the arm across the shoulder. And then down. And then we'll finish with our nice little guided relaxation to the end. So if you want to get yourself a jumper or just finding yourself in a little bit more of a relaxed position, I quite like to have a block here to put my feet on because I'm in a nice kind of more neutral position. And we're just finding the back of the chair, so make sure that you're sitting comfortably. The base of the spine is in the lower back of the chair, and you've got comfortably the shoulders are on the top of the chair. And placing your hands in the lap, either palms up or on your thighs. And then closing your eyes. And we're going to take some breaths just to focus ourselves inwards again. So this time we're going to breathe in, and on the out breath, I want you to really focus on any tense parts of the body that might have accumulated during the course of the class. So breathing in, breathe out, and then relax, particularly the hips, maybe the shoulders. Breathe in, breathe out. Maybe focus on the abdomen, the chest. Breathing in and breathing out, relaxing the thighs. And then bring your breath back to a normal breathing. And we're going to do a guided body relaxation beginning from the top of the head. So I'm going to talk through the body parts, and I want you just to be able to relax them as I guide you through. So take your focus to the top of the head, the forehead and the sides of the head. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, relax the forehead and the sides and the top of the head. Bring your focus to the jaw and the neck. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, relaxing the jaw, relaxing the neck. Breathe in. Take your focus to the chest and the upper back. Breathe out. Feel the upper chest soften and the upper back rest back into the chair. Take your focus to abdomen and the middle of your back. Breathing in. Allow the abdomen to relax and the middle back to soften. Breathe in, take your focus towards your hips, the thighs and the pelvis. Breathe out and allow the hips to relax and the thighs to loosen. Take your focus to the knees and the calves. Breathe in Allow the knees to relax and the calves to loosen. Finally, take your focus to the ankles and the feet. And then as you breathe out, allow the soles of the feet to feel heavy in the floor and the ankles to feel loose. And for the next few moments, just enjoy that nice whole body relaxed feeling.